So I don't want to keep you all night, man. I know you just finished traveling.
I just got back from New York like 2 hours ago. Like I landed 2 hours ago. The flight was a little delayed, but we did like some sneakers content out there. I did like a live stream, then shot some more content, so it was cool to go out there.
Right off the bat, just thank you so much for agreeing. Or actually, you asked me to do it. I don't, I just was
Yeah,
looking for some. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love your
Dude,
videos.
that's amazing. Just turned 20, and you've been cooking up this Crenshaw Skate Club since you were like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, I've been doing it for some time since 2017. Yeah, I started when I was 14, and yeah, it's been a crazy journey so far. I didn't even like the crazy part is like I didn't even start like CSC to be a brand. And I
Right.
just started. It started as a club within my friends, and I just started making shirts and for my friends, and then people would ask to buy them, and I was a little like hesitant to it at first, but then I found it as a way like the more shirts I sell is the or just more canvases where I could display my message on. Like so, if someone wore Crenshaw Skate Club and just walked around
Yeah.
outside. They're spreading the message in a way. So I was like, okay, I'm more open to selling shirts, and then
Okay.
it transpired into where we are today.
One of the main questions people were asking is how they could support your brand, like where they could get it.
Oh yeah, we have a website. It's CrenshawSkateClub.com. We have a lot of t-shirts, hoodies, accessories, hats, everything on there. So yeah, much appreciated.
Do you do all the art yourself, or do you have homies do it, or
Yeah, when I first started, it was mostly me doing the art, and then as like it became more of a business, and I had to like do different like work on different aspects of the brand. I split the art between it's made like all the direction is me, but then who actually physically does it is split between I have a really dope artist named Roommate, dope artist named Milo, and then a really dope artist named Garrett. So they all kill it, and they're all like we've worked together a lot, so like they're able to translate my ideas really well.
just real quick because I just kind of jumped into things. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm Toby, and I'm the founder of Crenshaw Skate Club.
I don't know if you saw, I did post like a first look at the shoes
Yeah,
video yesterday.
yeah, I'm
Um,
subscribed, so I got the video in my YouTube, and it was crazy. Like I watched like all the videos, and it's crazy. You know, when you watch someone's channel and you hear your name, I was like, what? I was like, oh, it's like he's saying my name right now. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like I've watched these videos so many times and without hearing my name. So when I hear my name in the video, it kind of tripped me out a little bit. But it was yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It was funny because I'm like, I mean, you have a pretty simple name, but it's still like, what if I'm saying it wrong? Because
There's
in
always
no
that
other
like.
interviews does anybody say your name. I was like,
Yeah,
ah,
'cause this I think this is like I rarely do. I think this is like my second like video interview. So
yeah. I saw something on the news or something out there. It was about the Clippers. I can't. You got like a collab with the Clippers. Like, how
yeah,
do
that
you
was
get something
insane. Yeah,
like
that
that?
was like dream come true. I grew up like watching the Clippers. I was mainly a Clippers fan. I go to Clippers games because like those were like the cheapest tickets, and Lakers tickets you couldn't really afford them. So we go to the Clippers games, and then I don't know I really like got gravitated towards that underdog mindset that the Clippers had because we were kind of like the second tier team to Lakers, and kind of just latched to that, and I've always been a fan.
That's pretty sick. And then right on to a Jordan collab too. Like,
That was a dream come true as well to do that 36, and we skated them too. Like they actually skate pretty well.
how does it skate compared to the dunk?
Yeah, I think the dunk is definitely way better because it's meant to be
Yeah,
skated, but the 36 was a surprise for sure though.
that was a wild one. That would pretty much all the sneakers I get, I find through skateboarding. So like that would be the only Jordan 36 that I would look for and want to have for myself would be that one. That's it. Yeah, just because you designed it, it's like I think that's sick because it's like a skateboarder did this and you did it for like I mean, I don't know you, but I feel like what I've read, it's like you're doing things um, for good reasons, and it just is like I think like telling the story yesterday, what Nike is doing, and just like shining a light on you and the things you're doing. I think that's really huge because really it is a small community, and they're like, hey, look at this guy in this small community, and he's doing this. I think that's pretty big.
Yeah, much love to Nike and Nike SB for just like believing in CSC's vision and giving us this opportunity. And um, yeah, and it's like so I don't know, it's a dream. I think it's every kid's dream to work on like a Nike SB shoe. I mean, like it was just
Yeah,
it's
me
been
too.
yeah. Yeah, it's like such a surreal moment. And like when they first told me I was gonna do the project, I was like I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to pop out and tell me I got punked, you know. I was just like I was like, is this really happening right now? I was like, and now I think I'm kind of I'm in that more in that mindset of when it first happened, because I think we've been working on it for a year and a half, and then while you're working on it, I think I was kind of like in it, so I wasn't like I didn't get a chance to like zoom out and be like, oh, like this is really happening. And then now that we're kind of like getting closer to the end and heading towards the launch, I'm kind of like zooming out and I'm like, wow, like we're really like releasing a shoe with Nike SB soon. Like it's crazy.
How did that happen? How did it come about? Did they just come up to you and,
Yeah, so
hey, do you want
um
to design a dunk?
yeah, so it was a little it was like a bit like it was an interesting way. So like they one of the shout out to Fink, David Fink. He's like a works at Nike SB, and then so he texted me and he was like, "Hey, like if you were to do a Nike SB shoe, what would that look like?" It was kind of vague. And then I was like, okay, like I can mock up some stuff." And so like what I wanted to do, I wanted to work on something that was like that represented something that was important to me, like a monument. So I wrote down like 4 to 5 monuments that were important to me, and kind of just like try to design shoes based on the colorways or what I saw on those monuments. So when I got to the Crenshaw Square, I remembered that the old Crenshaw Square sign had like these edges that were red, but then as the sign got older, it kind of oxidized. Like you know, like the Statue of Liberty is was bronze and is green because it oxidized. So there's like this red and green pattern that you'll see on the shoe.
Yeah, I can pull it out right here.
Yeah, that you'll see on
I
the
knew
shoe
there had to be something to that, like, was
to
it
the print.
worn off paint or what? But it's like an oxidization. How do you even say it?
That's a tongue twister. The oxidization. I think.
Oxidizing. Is that what it is? It's like the sign patina.
Yeah, so like yeah that red and like yeah the mixture of that red and green is like the sign was red and then oxidized and you still hints of green in
Okay,
there.
that's
And
pretty
then
cool.
yeah, so I had like my friend, like one of my friends is like a Photoshop wizard, so I had him kind of make like a direct pattern from like these old pictures of the sign, which was crazy.
Okay.
We were able to do that, and then once we put that print on the dunk, I was like, okay, this is the one. Like this is
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to do. And then so presented that to Nike, and then presented the few ideas to Nike to the whole team, and they were like, they I don't know the whole time they were super open to just believing in my vision. So
Cool.
they just wanted to give me the platform to bring my ideas to life. So they're like, you can choose whatever idea you want to do, and we'll do it. And so I chose the Crenshaw
Dang,
Square idea
that's
because I
epic.
felt like that was the strongest idea, and we moved forward with it.
I don't think everyone's story is that simple. Like I think a lot of people have like a back and forth or like the designers a lot of time have a lot of, they're driving the car for the most part is what
Yeah,
I've
and
heard. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, because I came to them with like pretty like flushed out ideas. Like I did like a full on like mock up, and then I think
Yeah.
obviously like I'm not a trained sneaker designer, so there were some things that
Right.
had to be worked like the designers did because they're trained and then they just but they didn't necessarily like change much or want to change much. They were like, oh, like with our expertise, like it'd be best if we did XYZ to kind of just make that like amplify the ideas in a way. So that they were super helpful in that
So is
and
this like the first? So this is kind of the first rendition. Like, are there other samples? Did you have any other
yeah.
early samples that were different?
Yeah, so we had a version where it was like we wanted it to be like a solid color first, and then as you skated it, the print would show underneath. But I wanted the print to show the whole time. So I was just like, maybe we just don't do the skate away. And when you skate these shoes, like it looks really cool. It looks really cool after you skate them.
Yeah, it'll turn more green or
Yeah, it'll turn like
whatever,
super
right?
green.
Yeah,
Like
the red wears off. That's really cool. That was a really smart design decision because there's so many wear away shoes right now.
yeah, that's
Like
what I was
it's
thinking
cool
too.
to have that aesthetic without having to like, like people got mad at me for what I did to the Doritos
They got
dunk,
mad.
you know?
What did
Like
you cut them up? They got mad at you?
I cut them up, I dyed them, I skated in them.
I saw
You
that. I
know,
saw the
like
video you got him. Those are sick.
yeah, yeah. So
And I mean,
yeah, that's
I think
it.
if you pay for the shoe, you should be able to do whatever you want with it. You know, like if it's your
Yeah,
shoe, like if you want to
exactly. And
dye
I'm
it,
gonna skate in
whatever.
it anyway, so it's gonna get messed up. So yeah, man, I think that's so sick. You just knocked it out of the park the first time.
Thank you.
I guess it's like the same story with the crackle leather
Yeah,
on
the
the,
crackle swoosh. I want it to resemble like cracked paint, like the sign is a bit old. Yeah.
and that's the sign right there, right?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't get that there. They were like, "Oh, is that like a Japanese sign?" And so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna shoot like in front of the sign, so maybe it kind of like
Yeah,
clicks
yeah,
there." Because I guess if you're seeing it without like the Crenshaw Square actually written in, it's kind of like, "What is this?" So that was just like a little Easter egg there. Yeah, that's why the first piece of content that I wanted to like show with the shoe was kind of just showing the connection with the shoe very like very clearly because there was a lot of like different theories going around of what the print on the shoe was, and it was cool to like see like the different theories that people came up with. Like a lot of people thought it was like a palm tree or like it was grip tape. That was a big one. So I think it was cool to see that kind of like those ideas like spiral and
yeah. I
people
thought this was gonna be
more.
like a red curb that was painted blue or
Yeah,
something, or something.
that was a good that was a good. I didn't people didn't think of that one. That was a good like that was a good
Yeah.
guess.
Is there like a significance to you for the Crenshaw Square? Is that where you guys like skated or hung out or?
Yeah, so the Crenshaw Square is like a they have like different businesses and restaurants in there, and then that's like a place like a mandatory pit stop. Like you can just go. There's like a place called Earl's. You can go like it's like a you know like hot dogs, burgers, chili cheese fries, fruit like they have this thing called Players Punch, that where like the owner like the owner's like the or the mom of the owner will come out and be like, "Oh, I gotta check your player card so you can buy it." And then it's like she's like, "Oh, you don't have your player card? Like, I'll give you a pad this time, and you can buy the punch." Like it's just like a super like family joint. So like after like a skate session, going to the square, going to Earl's, and then just like chilling there. And also it's like a pretty prominent sign. Like if you're driving down Crenshaw, so like you'll have to see it. Like everybody in the community knows what it is, and it's like a very prominent landmark. So as I think everyone has like a lot of different. For me, it's more like going to the country, going to the square, eating Earls after going skating with my friends, or like after going to church with my family. So I think like growing up, so I think but everyone in the community had probably different stories that of why the country square is significant to them.
Reading about the Jordan collab and stuff, and how you got kind of got Crenshaw Skate Club out there. The guys at Supreme hooked it up.
Yeah, yes, yes. I've been going to Supreme since I was like a small kid, like I think like 8 or 9, and because I was always interested in like skate culture, and then I wasn't from like Fairfax area, so what my dad would do, he'd either come with me to the shops, or he would either drop me off at like Supreme. Like as I got to know the guys, he'd drop me off there, run his errands, and come back and pick me up. So like I
Yeah,
would just like hang out the shop, like bother everyone who worked there,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you sit and watch the skate videos, like just like hanging around the shop. And then
yeah.
I wasn't skating at this time, and then I would always just like gravitate towards the videos, and then I would always talk about how I wanted to skate. And then one of the people who worked there, Spody, he was like, okay, I'll get you like I got you the board, like so you can just go out and go skate. So then that I remember the day he gave me like it was like I had a full like Supreme setup. I had the Supreme wheels. No, not the Supreme to make wheels at the time. Spitfire wheels, Supreme trucks, and the Supreme deck. And I remember like I just went out to my park like the next day when I had the board and just like just try to ride around the basketball court. And I had like a I didn't know like that like I don't know. I guess people don't really skate the Supreme deck. So when I went to like the skate park for the first time and I had a full Supreme setup, people were like looked at me kind of crazy. I was there like, what? Like you're skating these boards? But yeah, it was. Yeah, those guys always looked out. Those guys like I think they like ever since I was a kid. Like I think since I was just there so much, just like chilling. Like they always looked out for me, and then they always like hooked it up. Like as I got like better and progressive skating, they always hooked it up with like boards and whatever I needed. So much love to those guys, and the first people to carry Crenshaw Skate Club in the store.
That's so amazing. Like that's pretty damn huge.
Yeah, they definitely like helped me get the brand off the ground. And funny enough, like people would think like after I sold at Supreme that like the brand was just like another space, but like after I didn't have a website while I was selling at Supreme, and then after that I was like, okay, like people are buying the shirts, like I'm gonna start my own website, and then so I learned how to make a website in like 2 weeks. Like it was a lot. It took a lot of time. Like I didn't have a background in there, like so many YouTube videos, just like researching how to do it, and then all this time in, and I loaded the shirts on the site, and I announced like a drop, and then I sold zero shirts. Like I sold no shirts. Like the when I first my first job, yeah. So that was a moment there. Like I was like, whoa. Like if I felt like I was like, damn, I worked on this so hard and I didn't sell anything. But I think it's like that was like a very for me. I always remember that moment because I think it was a very pivotal moment in my journey because I think for a lot of people, it's like oh, like they get discouraged. Like oh, no one likes my stuff. Like I should just quit or stop doing the brand and this is why I like to tell this story because it kind of can give people encouragement for what they're going through at the time because for me it was kind of like like the battery in my back to just keep going harder and like what and think about what I could do to never feel this way again and so I put a lot more work into the designs and then the marketing and also like I didn't do this for it to be a brand that sells a bunch of shirts. So like if I didn't sell any shirts, that was fine. Like I'm more about I'm not a product first brand. I'm more of like a messaging first. So I kind of just had to keep working on the brand from there.
Is there like what are some of the inspirations for the designs and stuff like that? Like it definitely has an aesthetic to it, like especially the SB shirts. Is like,
Mm.
is there any particular direction you? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of most of the designs are inspired by just things I see in my daily life. Or I just see around. Like how I design first is through like something I see or like I find like a book somewhere. Like I'll go around before I even design anything or go to the computer. I'll have like a folder of like pictures that I take of different things. I'm like, okay, that'd be cool to reference that in the design, or it'd be cool to like include this element, or if the sky looked a certain way, if the sky looked a certain way one day, take a picture of it. Like, oh, it'd be cool to place, have the sky look this way in a graphic. Like, just having an archive of pictures and different things is very important for design.
Well, dude, what's next? What's on the what's coming down the pipeline? You got any more projects you're working on, or?
And then no major collaborations. Wait, no major collaborations as of yet after this, but hopefully we'll be working on some more projects soon. But after this, just more core releases, more want to like we're working on a lot of like cut and sew things right now, and then just more like we're working on just more decks and just getting that side of the business going because we do a lot of apparel. And then recently, I think like the end of last year, we started doing a lot more decks. So like that's been a cool aspect to the business and just seeing people like skate our decks and just doing a lot of like just like research and design just kind of trying to find the best shapes and best wood to use so that's been really cool and just like seeing and not just giving clothes to my friends just giving them boards to like always ride it's cool.
Did you have any other things you wanted to talk about? I was kind of just curious about, that material story.
Mm.
I know it has a quote. That's an Obama
Yeah,
quote,
you got
right?
the Obama quote right you like oh it's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Obama quote.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, and then
So
yeah,
a
I
lot
think
of
yeah,
people,
you got all the you got all the you hit all the details in the I think all those are pretty probably self-explanatory, like you're able to do in the video, and then I guess yeah, the paint was like the big mystery.
yeah, it was the mystery. I wasn't sure if it was a skate spot or it's cool. It's that sign. Man, that's so crazy. You just knocked it out of the park the first try.
Yeah,
There's the,
I think it was a like with designing. Oh yeah, and yeah, the soul that's like one of my favorite parts. Like when you put them together, like it makes like the holistic picture.
the soles are different on each one. What are the laces symbolic of? Are they just some extra colors, or are they?
Yeah, so for I wanted to like with the shoe, I wanted to include like a lot of different laces and extra insoles because I think for me, I think growing up like Nike is like SBs or like the expensive shoes to buy. So I want to just I want like if you're spending like $130, I want you to like get like some extra goodies in there too. Like I want to like it to feel like you're getting more than just a shoe, and that's why I wanted to include a lot of details in there to kind of just make it feel worth like justify the price tag. And then um, yeah, uh, it's a crazy journey. Like because I don't know if you've heard, I don't know if I said this story earlier, but like my first pair of skate shoes was a pair of Dunks I stole from my mom's closet because we were the same size.
That's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
like
Do you remember
so
which ones they were, or were they
they
SBs, or
were
were they just dunks?
I think they were just Dunks. They're called like the Cipher. It was back in '06. They're like '06 like pair of
O-
Dunks, but
Okay.
that's when they came out. Obviously, I was 3 years old. I wasn't stealing any Dunks in '06, but they were like the Cipher Dunks. And now it's cool. I get to repay my mom and like in my Dunks. Like, oh, sorry, I took those pairs, but here's 10 years later. Here's a new pair. But
That is
uh,
such a great. That has to be the craziest feeling. Like, look,
yeah,
it's my dunk.
it's
Maybe
weird.
one day we'll have that. Yeah.
Yeah, one day, and that's what I like to say to anybody. Like when I do things, like I mean, if I can do it, it's possible for anybody, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm a proponent. I'm like a big proponent of like me opening the door and keeping it open for everyone else. I think a lot of people they get to a certain position and they close the door for everyone else,
I love it.
and
I agree, and I love that. I love that you said
then
that.
yeah, and that's why like my like even here like if people are watching this and like just starting a brand or just starting a skate company, my DMs are always open. So if you have questions about anything or like want to know anything, even if it's simple as like how do I take back a shirt and get it printed, like I'm more than happy to help because I think a lot of people they say they lead by example and then they inspire people just by doing it, but you know yeah, you did it, but like, how did you get there, and what did you do to get there? Is also very helpful. So, yeah, if anyone, I'm an open book. If anyone has any questions, feel free to hit me up.
I just noticed pulling the pulling the shoes out. What was the story behind the two insoles?
Yeah. So the story behind the two insoles is like, um, so we had the initial, the one in the shoe, we had that insole in there, and then we also designed that insole, that the extra one that you see there, and then when it came time to decide which one to put in the shoe, I was just like, can we put both of them in there? And they're like, yeah, sure, we can do that. Because
All
it was
right,
hard to choose one.
dude. Yeah, this is more the sign work, or what is that?
That's like an adaptation of the print, but it's I think we stretched it out so it could like look good on the insole.
Okay, that's cool.
Like it's a very like zoomed in version of the print.
Well, now you get a pair that you wear in your Crenshaw Skate Club dunks, but you can put this in your other pair of shoes that have crappy insoles in them.
Exactly. Yeah, you can replace it, you can
You know?
style it up, anything.
Yeah. And there's your zip code out there. Am I holding it right? I can't even
Yeah,
tell.
zip code. I was watching. It was so funny. I was watching a shoe review, and some guy was like, "Oh, it says Goog on the bottom of the insole." I was like,
Goob.
"Goog," and I was like, "Oh, it's funny."
Is that your
But
handwriting?
yeah, super yeah, it's my handwriting, super messy. So
That's cool.
think
I like it.
think it definitely could be misinterpreted pretty easily.
Um, we kind of touched on it real quick, but as far as like the skate program for kids or whatever, I read something in an interview about that. Are you still working towards that, or is that like the end goal for Crenshaw Skate Club, or what's up? What's up with
Yeah,
that?
that's the end goal for Crenshaw Skate Club, but like like with that with Crenshaw Skate Club, I'm always doing like different events to give back to kids and like and just skate with them. Like I always try to do like things where we give product to the kids, we skate with them, and then we also just kind of give them an experience in a way. Like I want the events that I do to be like okay. I remember like you give them a shirt, but I want them to remember like that day they got that shirt and they had a fun time. Like back like a few months back, we did this. We did a collaboration with ice cream, like BBC ice cream, and yeah, we had this wrapped ice cream truck, and we went around to like my three local parks, skate parks, and then we gave away free ice cream and free shirts, and we put up in this ice cream truck, and like we had like a mini skate jam throughout the day at three different places. Like stuff like that is always like really cool to do, and just giving like very unique activations to my local parks. That's what I love to do.
Dude, that's awesome. I love it. Well, man, I think that's it. I don't know,
And yeah,
unless you have something else to say or you have some other things to talk about. I think we covered the shoe, the background. I feel like I need to keep sticking it up there in front of everybody because that's what they want to see, you know. But
yeah,
dude, it turned out great.
thank you. Yeah,
It's
thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, I think this interview was it was great, and it's gonna be crazy to see a video pop up on your channel with my name in the title. It's gonna be like a I don't know, like a full circle moment. Like it's gonna be cool.
Dude, that makes me feel so crazy because I'm like, you've like collabed with Jordan and the Clippers and like all this stuff, and like when I hit you up and you're like, "Oh, I'll watch your videos," I was like, blows my mind. That's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
because the shoe reviews they're not often there's not a lot of like I think you're like one of the only people who does it from a skate perspective, and also you
Yeah,
have I think and you have like you're a skater and you have a skate perspective and you have access to all the dunks, so you can give like reviews your own reviews on them. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's really dope because like it's not you're not like in it for like I watch some videos and they're like talking about the resale value and I'm just like I click off like I'm just like
Like
that's not
people
what it's
ask
about.
me
You give like
that.
a genuine perspective.
Yeah, people ask me about the resale value all the time, and like sometimes I used to say, I don't know. I'm gonna start learning about that, but then I realized like 8 years later or whatever it's been, like I just am not interested in like I don't have the mental capacity to follow the aftermarket. I'm just like, okay, that's just not my lane. I just don't understand it. I think it's cool. I think it's important to the, like the footwear world or the sneaker world. It's like I always compare it to collecting comics or collecting like trader trading cards or whatever. It's like whatever you collect, you like buy, sell, and trade if you're good at it. Like that way you don't have to. So that's where I come at it from. Um, sometimes people are like, "Oh, Dave, you're a sneakerhead." Sir Walt, my buddy Sir Walt, I was like, "I'm not a sneakerhead." He's like, "Dave, you're a sneakerhead." I'm like, I collect shoes like I collect dust, or I don't even know how to put it. I collect things like the mail. I don't know. There's just shoes in my life. I skate in them. I run in them. I walk in them. Like they just, if it's a story, something like this, like I want to have it, or I don't know. I just, it's a different kind of collecting thing. But thank you so much for giving me the time. I appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for your time, man. I know you got a shop to run, and thank you so much for the time, man. And it was great to be able to like chop it up with you, and like from your videos, I've always known you're a cool guy, and it's cool that this proves that as well. It's cool, great to speak with you.
Yeah, man, dude. Next time I'm out there, I'll hit you up. I'll just let you know I'm coming. Maybe we can go
Yeah,
skate or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We can get a skate in. Like the crew, all of us skate pretty much all the
Hell yeah,
time. So
that'd be
like
sick.
it'd be dope to come down and skate with us.
Hell yeah, that'd be fun. All right, man.
You know?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll,
I know it's late there. Have a great rest of your night.
you too, dude. All the best. Love Blue Tile, even.
I bet.
All right. Have a good night.